Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the broadcast here, Breaking CPK, joined by Z-Rock, the Star Ladder I-League Invitational, Season number 3 NA Qualifiers. VGJ.Storm versus Digital Chaos. VGJ.Storm up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series, and it was frankly a pretty one-sided game. It was definitely a great game by VGJ.Storm and a statement of sorts, you could say, being made. So we'll see how DC responds. We are into the draft. We got a Veno first pick, Necro Spirit Breaker already coming out for
10
DC.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's a Spirit Breaker.
5
That
seconds
is going to be a
remaining.
moo cow running all over the map. Really curious to see what they do with that. An early pick Spirit Breaker, we've seen it before. It's just a very stable roamer. The ultimate piercing BKB is super nice. There are a lot of things you can do with it, but we've also seen games where it just gets kind of shut down and looks pretty useless. So we'll have to see how well VGJ can answer it. I think that's actually one of the better hallmarks for a team that looks like they have potential or not, is how they manage a hero like Spirit Breaker. Because if he gets ahead, he just runs over the game. But if he falls behind,
5 seconds
really bad.
remaining.
Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely, not to say it's all in necessarily, but it's one that you almost expect kills to be happening earlier on if you're going to pick up a hero like Spirit Breaker. So Batrider's already coming out for VGJ.Storm as far as a after pick there. I don't know if it's necessarily an answer to Spirit Breaker, but, you know, having the Firefly a nice tool in itself. So, but
10 seconds
they got him to go with that Venomancer. Venomancer, of course, getting some of the most attention lately on the competitive scene, post TI7 especially, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, he's just a do-all hero. I mean, he can go mid, he can go off lane, he can carry, and the way you build him really determines what he can do. So I'm liking when there's a hero this flexible in Dota. I think it makes it very healthy to the game overall.
5
And
seconds
I have
remaining.
to imagine we're probably going to see the more tank, team fight-oriented Venom in this game.
Yeah, something like the even the Hood of Defiance earlier on, and going from there. There was a Venom that I saw recently that made a point to go like just blink Ags right away, basically just play like the whole Poison Nova Bomb
DC's turn to
strat,
pick.
and you know that potentially can work, but I don't know.
That's
if
like,
the call here.
it's better on like an off-lane Venom, where that is your goal. You're just a little bit of supplemental damage to the team fight, couple Plague Wards, and then you just get the ult off. It actually used to be really good back when they had the respawn talent at
10
25 instead of the
seconds
double
remaining.
slow.
Oh yeah.
Because it lined up exactly with your ultimate at level
5
25.
seconds
So you
remaining.
could just, once you respawn, your ult was back up, and you just go jam it.
Oh, respawn talents. Do you miss those?
Yeah.
I don't.
I wouldn't mind them if Bloodstone wasn't an item. The issue we had is that with Bloodstone, the cores that could get respawn talents were just absurd. Insta-respawning Lenas were just awful.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. So they went away from those, which was good to see.
But if Bloodstone wasn't an item, I like the idea of an Undying right at level 10 being an almost instant respawn, because you can only feed so much before you're losing the game for your team, but there's also some merit in being the guy in front and dying intentionally. A Dazzle here on the side of DC. So very defensive comp so far. Very good at swinging fights with the Spirit Breaker Necro Dazzle. They can Shallow Grave someone once he's gone in on and try to look to turn it around with a Reaper Scythe. They need to get some
10
damage to supplement this, though.
remaining.
It really needs to find some more team fighty, high
5
damage heroes.
seconds remaining.
Huskar's looking pretty good, honestly, for DC so far.
It'd be okay. The problem with Huskar is if enough people on the enemy team can buy Force Stabs easily, your life's just miserable.
Yeah.
Like, you life break someone, they just force them away, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of done.
Well, you even see the Oracle band coming out there from VGJ.Storm, so it's almost like that they felt that idea coming. I mean, similar enough to a hero like Dazzle,
10
where he's all about,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
saving that teammate with set ability. So
5
see if
seconds
that's-
remaining.
a thought at
I'm a
least.
little surprised to see Dazzle instead of the kind of more common now Disruptor pickup. A lot of times we're seeing that as the Batrider counter. You just glimpse the bat as soon as you lasso somebody, and it breaks the
Dire
lasso.
team pick.
But
Legion
we'll be
Commander.
seeing an LC. Oh, boy.
He's also good for Batrider.
So we're setting up for an Abed Invoker here would be my guess. We've got a really nice core around it. You run carry Necro, but you can put him solo safe
10
lane.
seconds
You run
remaining.
Legion in the off lane. And use that global
5
Sunstrike along with the
seconds
Spirit
remaining.
Breaker charge and really just cause hell around the map.
Nuke people down. Yeah, you got the dual setup. You got Reaper Scythe combo with the Sunstrike. Yeah. definitely be
It's
something.
a little obvious though. I have to imagine that's going to just be the instant ban from VGJ. There's other options too though. Like Lina works pretty well here as well. Another hero that has a ton of front-loaded bursts to help Legion win duels or Necro hit Reaper kills. Can go a lot of right-click. We've seen some Linas starting to finally realize after 2 items you can go like Deso or Crit and just do a ton of damage. So I like that potential there as well. On the side of VGJ though, this is where it gets more complicated. What do you use to save people from this Necro?
That's so far they don't really got the most. What do they need still? Their 5 position, as well as mid probably, unless they
Rubik here would actually be sick. Rubik would be a very good pickup. The magic resist that Rubik provides is very helpful. Being able to lift a Spirit Breaker mid charge, very very nice. The stolen skill is a little subpar.
What about Disruptor themselves?
It could be okay. The issue is with Disruptor, a lot of times it lets Spirit Breaker still get his opening off. He can still get his charge or his ult, and then he gets glimpsed back, and then the damage is kind of done. It does work to break LC duel. Basically, if you glimpse her after a blink, you can send her back far enough that by the time they meet up again, it's just kind of done.
Yeah.
But, it'd be okay. It's just really risky.
Bane.
It's really risky.
Bane.
If Bane wasn't garbage, Bane would be great here. Like, no, this is about as good of a Bane game as a Bane game gets. But
If he wasn't
Bane
garbage.
is just a garbage hero.
Nightmare would be really good this game.
Yeah, you can make people immune to Reapers with it. It's awesome.
And the duel. The duel interaction is fun.
Yeah, the duel's funny. Just passing it back and forth. It's even better when you get an Ags and then you know make like everyone sleep when they hit you.
Do it, Bane.
It's a nightmare.
Witch doctor.
That works. So VGJ's lineup this time looks a little more all in than it kind of looks like DC's lineup last game. They have this nice team fight presence, which is a little better than DC's last draft. But if they fall behind, Witch Doctor notoriously bad. Batrider struggles if they don't have enough damage to kill someone, and their front-loaded damage is really bad right now. Like, they don't have a lot of damage they can get out in the first, in the last time.
Yeah.
You can put a lot of dots on people. You can probably condemn them to death, but there's a dazzle to save them if they walk away. Wow. Well, the carry pick from VGJ is going to be interesting.
That's what I was going to bring up. I mean, both sides kind of have that. We don't really know yet. I mean, it could be a Necro mid, it could be a Veno mid, it could be a Necro 1, it could be a Veno 1. So
could be an LC mid too. I've seen that when it's a good matchup for LC. It actually just dumpsters some lanes. Like you could go with a life stealer, and then you run Legion mid.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if DC sends Necro mid here and they go something like, Troll Warlord for some reason just comes to mind for me for DC. Great synergy with press the attack, especially. And
don't you just kind of lose once they buy armor, though? Like, you get an Aquila up on Veno, you get somebody that can go in AC eventually. And
can't any team do that, though?
Oh, there's a lot of teams with enough magic damage that you just plow through armor.
Yeah.
Oh, what about OD?
10 seconds remaining.
I really like OD on VGJ's side here. I mean, you can save people from duel, you can save people from Reaper, charge. It just looks so good here.
Where's their physical, though? That's just really good.
Oh, OD's pure damage.
I guess he's pure, that's true.
Who's buying BKB on that team? Like, Spirit Breaker at 50 minutes and Legion is a third item?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just is such a sick save against that entire DC lineup.
Turn to pick.
Huh.
And then there's that, and it's just like, yes, of course, Lone Druid.
Interesting.
Did they go Lone Druid?
The bear is notoriously hard to kill here. You can't Reaper's a bear, you can't duel a bear. So,
10 seconds
if he goes a full bear build, it could do a lot of damage, because they don't really have an easy way to bring it down.
Remaining.
There's the Life Stealer. At least I got one right.
So yeah, Lifestealer, one of the several that you mentioned, yes. So
you just shoot out enough names and one of them's right. That's how it goes.
One of them will stick here, yeah. So it's gonna be Abed playing the Lifestealer actually.
Yeah.
Mason on the Necro. Wait, Flea's playing the Lone Druid? Ritsu's on Earth Spirit? What? No, they're
I
swapping.
have to
aren't
imagine they're swapping.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there
There
we
we
go.
go. It's like Flea's most notorious hero right now. Nah, he can play Lone Druid. It's fine. I love the Manatee. The Manatee's great.
It is fun, yeah. Like turns upside down constantly. Okay, so Lone Druid into then the Lifestealer final pick. You mentioned, yeah, Lifestealer bombs are going to be really good this game, especially with the LC synergy. Once it gets that blink dagger.
Yeah, it's nuts. And even before the blink, you just throw them in Spirit Breaker and run at people.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fine either way. And when you have an LC with the Lifestealer like this, it gives you some potential. One big issue Lifestealers run into is they get to their armlet super fast, and then they sit inside of someone way too long. And their team's just losing gold the whole time. No one's farming. But Necro and LC both able to cover that farm gap and carry in late game. So,
That's a very deep ward placed by Flea right there, right off the bat. He's going to run into MSS, the Orbit Venom on Earth Spirit, but going to barrel roll away. That'll be the end of that. Witch Doctor looks like he got a sentry down to at least block a camp here. Now, what are they doing up here? Oh, wow, they're still chasing, aren't they? They're going after Flea. It's not going to be a kill, but going to zone them out, if anything, from the top rune, and they're setting up right now like they could get all at least 3 runes.
well, the bear can grab it itself, so you can just leave the bear there and try to contest
30
it.
seconds to battle.
Yeah, so they're not even going to try. Not worth
Interesting.
it.
I definitely like DC's draft more this game. I think it's a lot more scalar. It's got a lot more options. Mid lane, though, is going to be very difficult to win. You can break even very easily in this lane, but you're definitely the more gankable person, being a Necro.
So Abed, why Abed on the Lifestealer and Mason on the Necro, you think?
Comfort, that'd be my guess. It's just what they're used to playing.
Especially since Mason's even in the mid lane and Abed's in the safe lane. It just feels different. But
Trying to go with the liquid special, man. Mix
Yeah.
up roles.
well, it's obviously proved it could work pretty well, so teams wouldn't be surprised to try to copycat of sorts. So again, it's a 1-0 lead for VGJ.Storm guys over DC right here in this best of 3. As we enter the pause, this is our final series for today. We'll be back on Wednesday once again with Complexity versus Leviathan to kick it off, and then Evil Geniuses makes their season debut against the open qualifier team that is Blue Pikachu. Right there. Love the name from them.
This thing is in nicely.
All right, so runes are picked up. 2 runes on either side. It will be the Veno Witch Doctor. Pretty aggressive offlane here. It's a lot of harassment potential. We'll see. I mean, Dazzle, I don't know if much he can do by himself against that. So I'm expecting the Spirit Breaker to be involved.
I love when teams try to use 2 heroes to block better and block each other and miss the block. DC just screwed this up entirely.
They did, didn't they? Yeah. It's way up here. Whoops. Still practicing on that teamwork here. Oh, wait. Those guys have been teammates for a while. Bulba and Mason. Come on now.
So the laning setup is very interesting. Having the mid Bat Rider here, they really want to push what a Venom can do in the early game. They're trying to really put pressure on this Lifestealer with this lane bottom. But they're going to struggle to actually connect with a kill, I think. Like, Dazzle's about the only target they could potentially go on.
Yeah, so Venomancer and Witch Doctor actually could be in a little bit of trouble here. No, just Spirit Breaker coming over doing some pull, or attempting to at least. Guess he also just stacks there, so accomplishes something. But yeah, deciding to send the Bat Rider middle, and now you see Earth Spirit making his way around the middle lane, kind of coming in the flank position. See, I mean,
3 or 4 stacks, and they can just run Mason down.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's where it gets dangerous. Got a 3rd one. They're going for this. They're going for this. There's 3. There's 4. There's a Firefly. And what does Mason do? He just spams Death Bolts and Ghost Shroud. That's all he can do. 1 more, he's dead. That's like, he needed a TP a lot sooner than that. Fortunately, didn't get it.
And if they knew the laning setup ahead of time, I'm sure that Null Talisman would have been a magic one. And then all of a sudden that gank is terrible. He gets turned around in a heartbeat. But without having a stick at the very least, he's just going to be food for this Bat Rider from here on out.
Lone Druid matched up against LC here at the top lane. Lone Druid 7-2, 7-3 against LC is 6-1 right now. So pretty back and forth battle up there at the top.
Yeah, it'll be fairly even until about level 5. Once Ritsu gets root on the bear, it should swing slightly towards his favor.
Bottom lane, charge coming in. Here we go. Talk about the Spear Breaker impact. Nice pounce on the cask right there. Might not matter in the end, unfortunately. Got that heal bomb. Good positioning from Mumiender. Kind of getting the angle to make sure to get the most damage possible. And secures that kill. So get there first. And so Spear Breaker pretty involved. Earth Spirit's also been pretty involved in mid lane. Mason, once again, we're going to dive in. Spear Breaker is charging in. He's still all the way at the bottom lane, though. He's coming in. He'll be here in a couple of seconds. Mason is surviving, actually. Earth Spirit might actually get close to dying. No, Mason is going to fall, though. Here comes that Spear Breaker, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough at this point, yeah.
Really, really close. They need to be having a TP on the Dazzle. Like, TP Grave can just be the saving grace in something like this, but unfortunately, trying to use Bulba to go all the way across the map is taking a little bit too long, and Mason just getting bodied in this mid lane.
Yeah. That's obvious why they wanted this matchup now. Already getting 2 hero kills.
And Boots Windlace now on Batrider too. Now even with a stick coming in on Necro, it's still looking bleak. He can still get ran down.
He's ferrying the bottle right here. You mentioned that earlier.
You see how slow that thing moves?
It's trucking along. It's going. But once that returns, it'll be amazing.
It gets full speed back once it gets there too.
So Lone Druid, I mean, I don't know about you. Have you ever really seen a ranged Lone Druid lately, or has it just always been Bear?
One, and it didn't win.
Yeah.
I think this is also just a much better game to go Bear Druid. Lifestealer does gobble the bear up, and it's honestly it's a good heal for Lifestealer too in a bad spot. You just wounds the bear and start blacking on it, heal a ton. But
caught the tail end of that, so but clearly a Spear Breaker getting in a good spot there, perhaps a bash proc.
I was busy looking at Lone Druid, but no, I have to imagine he's going bear build. They're just Lonely Bear seems questionable here.
All right, farming the jungle for now, but yeah, that's got to feel good for that kill there. Mason dying twice already, gets at least a little bit of revenge there on Snaking. Playing the Batrider, but Flea is now back, and when Flea's here, it doesn't seem like that should be able to do what they just did. Double damage run on Witch Doctor down here at the bottom lane. Using it to farm up a little bit on the pull. Charge coming in. They're diving Mason once again. It's only 2 charges, now 3 charges. Now that sticky napalm. He's got the Ghost Shroud heal, but again, it's like, I feel bad for him, honestly. What can he do?
This is a bit aggressive to go for Bulba, though. Firefly's going down right now.
No shallow grave, but it doesn't matter there. Now he levels it up as he gets level 4 with that kill, but yeah, as you said, pretty aggressive choice. Ends up backfiring for them.
Now, this means Sneaking, though, is going to hit 6 long before Mason. Once he gets this lasso online, Mason can't even be in range. Like, you just risk dying, because 1 to 2 napalm stacks and you get lassoed and you die now.
Yeah. And he is going the drums here, of course, and at this rate, I mean, he could have the drums very soon. He's going to sit on the brown boots, of course, for the time being as well.
When you're this far ahead, that feels definitely like the best play.
Look at the rotations, by the way. I don't know who first went up here, but I want to say it was Venomancer. And the Lifestealer TP. I'm honestly not sure, but they both rotated to the top lane. Bottom lane, back down here, LC. He got hit by the initial guys. It bounces back, actually. That was a long-ass bounce. Luckily for him, he doesn't get tangled. I'd have really done it in. So he'll stay alive, but more farm.
No Maledict on Witch Doctor either, so a little safer than it could be. Like, Maledict is just a nice answer to the Shallow Grave, because it gives you some extra damage after they run away.
Charging Stan King down here, but is going to turn, realizing he's already fallen back. So Lone Druid working on finishing that Ring of Aquila currently. Only the Quelling Blade on the bear. But yeah, both teams adjusting is what I was getting at there with the lane. Lifestealer and Venom now at the top.
Lifestealer top of CS, got a kill to his name, and has a Midas queued up. So, not looking to do too much in the early game here.
Go on the greedy build, and against a Lone Druid, that feels a little questionable to me.
I just don't know. I just don't know.
You've said that before, yeah. Oh, by the way, they're going to kill the middle lane. Batrider, though, in return, here comes Stan King with a slight heal. Is it enough? It looks like it is. It's the cash bounce. The Infestation Bomb, not enough right there either.
Oh, man.
And the flame break to stop the charge. What clutch plays in the end.
That's just feeling so bad for DC. Oh, man. Good use of the lasso there just to punish the Necro yet again. And now Abed being gone on.
Looks like they come right back in. Now the Rage obviously going to help Abed stay alive. And I got to wonder if VGJ.Storm is getting a little over-ambitious here. They are, but
yeah,
they're going to be fine.
As long as Firefly's up, you're setting like ground you're not allowed to be on. Because even 2 stacks is dangerous right now. So with the new Firefly that was up, they were alright to do that.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But yeah, going back to the point, I know that you're never really a fan of the Midas and Lifestealer in general, but against a Lone Druid too, where especially with your team makeup, you know, it's about that earlier game. You know, you got a Spirit Breaker, the LC bombs. The Hand of Midas just means you want to sit back and farm a little bit more, perhaps. MSS, by the way, is going to get a dual victory here and a Reaper Scythe kill coming out, so that's got to feel good. As far as DC goes, yeah, big kill for them.
Good use of the ultimates there. Finding good ways to use them in the early game is one of the hardest things to do on somebody like Necro and LC. And being handed a free win like that, great start for what they need. But in the mid lane, Lifestealer looking bleak.
He's
needs
alive.
one more napalm.
He's alive, yeah. Pops the south, he'll be fine. Bottom lane, Moomeander, he has a shallow grave if need be. If that comes into play, here's gonna throw the heal bomb. Oh, he doesn't have enough mana now, he has stick charges? It doesn't matter. He actually put out the poison instead.
Yeah.
At that point,
Running
though.
a serpentine pattern did not pay off for him there. Oh, man. Yeah, this Lone Druid build does a ton of damage right now. Like, this has to be fairly unexpected. Most people are used to seeing Lone Druids that are a lot more mellow, maybe an Iron Talon looking to just grind out some farm. This is an Aquila Blightstone Orb of Venom combo right now. It's a lot of damage.
Kind of wondering if we're going to see a ranged druid here. With the way he's starting out. I mean, I know that doesn't mean by any means that he's going to be going for that. But middle lane, by the way, Batrider. Duel. Here comes Earthspear trying to save the day. He won't get the dual victory, and actually Snaking will survive. And now Abed in some trouble. The Cask, it's not going to bounce back, at least the Maledict. I believe that's only level 1. Yeah, he will easily survive through it, but hey, they live through a duel.
Save.
That is big.
Yeah. Nice play there from Flea. Barely letting Stan King squeak by. The team play on this lineup has just looked great. They just seem coordinated. They're reacting together. They're saving each other.
They're feeling it. Obviously, again, the DC had the better of them a couple of days ago in the King's Cup, but the Star Ladder qualifier so far, VGJ.Storm up 1-0 and feeling pretty good in game number 2. And look at this rotation here, bottom lane. Speaking of moving together.
I'm laughing at this Venom build. Like, this is so all in on pushing and just being a nuisance. He doesn't even have Gale.
You're right, wow.
This is we want every tower by 15 minutes. Like,
okay.
The Lone Druid's itemization super early, the Venom's skill build super early game oriented.
Yeah.
This is absolutely them wanting just to run over this early game.
Oh, missed combo by Flea right there. Now Snaking, he might be the one biting the ground for it here with the death. Now he's going to fly over the ledge, so never mind. He'll be fine. Fireflight's a strong ability. Kind of forgot about that.
That it is. And Spirit Breaker ult, not a great ability if people are moving in and out of fog.
So that was
Courier sitting here for the Dire. I'm wondering when they're going to notice.
Oh yeah, that's a Dire. Wow, you're right. It's just kind of chilling. Guys, somebody take it back. There you go. Yeah, how about this though? I mean, this is something. They really are going a team decision of building around objectives here, and we saw them in the first series too with the Dire.
Yeah, we really did. And to be honest, this setup for them is not actually that committal. They can still transition into a later game. And it looks like we will be seeing a ranged druid as he has a Dragon Lance queued up. So looking to take the game to him that way. It's going to do a lot of tower damage. So their whole game plan is just going to be, we're going to safely chip down towers with Venom wards and a really long-range Lone Druid.
Top tower is under attack.
Batrider, he makes his way to the top lane to push it out. He's trying to work on that Blink Dagger, of course, so does that. Just look at how aggressive Lone Druid is. He's deep in the Radiant jungle now. As I say this, he's going to start falling back as Spear Breaker makes his way over. The urn is finished on him.
And with where he was, with good micro, he can basically live to anything that DC wanted to throw on him there. As long as he hits the fear properly, the Savage Roar on Bulba, he's totally out scot-free.
So with the itemization queued up right now, the feelings might have been justified because he does have that Dragon Lance queued up here, yeah.
Yeah, and Lifestealer actually pivoted too. I think this is a great decision. He's actually got armlet pieces instead of finishing out the Midas.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of it's a timing thing. If the Midas was going to come at 7 or 8 minutes, he probably would have gone it, but it wasn't going to get there. And he wanted to make sure he has an armlet done the second MSS gets his blink.
Man, I don't know.
Because right now, this is just a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know if Moomieander's been able to use a Shallow Grave once this game, honestly. I mean, right there, there was no chance. He literally was crowd control the whole time. Dazzle's feeling very underwhelming right now, though. Bottom lane, Ritsu. They have a stopper tool. Oh, he casted it, but he couldn't get it off. And he ports out in time. That's got to feel bad. Feels bad, man.
Yeah.
For DC right
Really
there.
does.
Venomancer, the medallion finished. How many times do we say that? Venomancer medallion. First item. Not
He has his
often.
own Aquila, too. I mean, they're just poised right now to do whatever they want in this game. It does get a lot scarier when MSS gets 700 more gold. Lifestealer's got his armlet done, MSS closing it on Blink Dagger. That's when you can start starting a fight off basically 4v5. You just snap duel someone, Lifestealer pops out, and then you still have Reapers either to finish off that guy or the next person in line. But it's looking like it's going to be rough to even get there for DC. It might be a little bit too late. Like, the Lone Druid's not even going to be a dual target at a certain point. He's just going to be too tanky.
What do you build here for Necrophos, by the way? I'm guessing it's going to be a 4-staff? Okay. Well, I was going to even say, like, a pipe even. Feels like it'd be really good this game, but can he go for that first item?
Yeah, it would be good, but I think the issue they're going to run into is they're going to need Reapers on these dual targets very, very soon. Like, they're going to struggle to kill anybody in a duel. And if he doesn't have a force, I don't think he's getting in range in time. Phase Boots will help with that.
Once level 10 hits here on Lone Druid, I'm just waiting to see what talent he gets to absolutely guarantee one way or the other. But again, yeah, Dragon Lancer pretty much confirmed that it is going to be the range druid.
He may feel that the Dragon Lance alone is enough range and go 250 HP just to chip away at towers and really push the early game.
Okay.
But that seems a little too overcommittal.
Oh, lasso initiation. Necrophos, he got the Ghost Shot off. Now comes a Poison Nova, though, but the Ghost Shot definitely preventing some damage on Necrophos. Flame Break, pushback. Look at how fast he drops. The Bear comes in, even the Death Ward doing plenty of damage. Necrophos going to be dead for 30 seconds. They charge in, though. They take Batrider out. This was a dive, a plentiful dive here by the Dire side, and it is backfiring now. They lose 2. Venomancer does TP out, though, and the rest will make their escape. So they got Necrophos, but obviously comes at a cost there of a couple lives.
Very, very committal. Yeah, they can burn the Necro out in a lasso and Death Ward, but that just seems a little brave without a Force Staff. Like, you don't have any way to get yourself back to safety, so we saw the Batrider just get chunked there while the Necro is dropping.
Well, Lone Druid will head back towards the bottom lane. Dragonlance going to be delivered here. Now has the Maelstrom queued up.
And skipped his talent at 10.
He did, I noticed that. So have to wait a little bit longer to see what he goes for.
But that is going to be MSS's Blink. That's a huge pickup for them. This Lifestealer, realizing the situation they're in, though, has an Echo Saber queued up. This is just going to add to that front-loaded burst damage he's able to put out and try to make them able to win a duel in time.
Yeah.
He just can't figure out what he wants, though. He's going back and forth. Like, S and Y is a higher damage output long-term, and it makes it a lot easier to stick to a target, but it doesn't front-load it like an Echo Saber does.
I know Blink Daggers are usually kind of key items in general, but it really feels like, yeah, the Blink Dagger Legion Commander of this game is really going to be telling as far as how DC is going to look moving forward.
It should entirely stop VGJ from what they just did, where they dive way too deep past the tower. It's going to get punished even harder than it did last time with this Blink up now on MSS.
Yeah. Lone Druid did get the talent. He did get the 175 attack range, so that with the Dragonlance, so see a little bit more old school here. As far as middle lane goes, Moomieander, Shallow Grave, okay, gets it off this time. Gas comes out, he's probably going to die after. Now comes a duel, though. Batrider went a little bit too deep. There's that Blink Dagger coming into play as you're talking about, but actually that's an entangle, I believe. Lifestealer's melting right here. He gets stunned up as well, and Lifestealer's going to go down, so that works out pretty well for VGJ.Storm. Flea will survive the Reaper Scythe. He barrel rolls out. This is getting worse and worse for DC. It couldn't even get that much worse. Spear Breaker, he's not going to be able to charge away. He's going to be staying dead for a good 25+ seconds. Mason, at least he has that ghost route, but the boulder smash done flies in. The Poison Nova goes off, and Mason's going to start melting away. He does not have another heal. He does, barely from Dazzle. Oh my god, the heal's just enough to stay alive.
They have a lot of heal on this DC side.
They do.
Press the attack and Necro and yeah, just tons. But that was a huge raindrop on Flea. That actually won them the fight. Reaper Scythe down on Flea, in range to kill him, and raindrop actually with the save. So that put Necro in a really precarious spot. He thought he was going to be getting a ton of regen. And when that didn't come, put them on the back foot real quick.
And you do see he actually went the Hood of Defiance first. He is going the Veil of Discord now. Necrophos, that is. Look at this,
the Veil is really odd to me.
Yeah.
They have almost no magic damage on this team.
Oh, Infest technically is magic damage with a burst.
Infest, I guess, yep. And so then you have Press the Attack, or Overwhelming Odds.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Setting up for that big initial burst. LC, Lasso, oof, just out of range. Good job by MSS. Seeing that coming in. Moomiander, he should be fine.
Smoke gank dodged.
That is pretty key. However, this could transition nicely into Roshan. Yeah, it might be a little risky, I guess. Yeah, you kind of be clumping yourself up against that Infestation Bomb. So they're not going to go for it. All right, so a point I want to go over about Lone Druid, though, real quickly is, again, going this range build, I know it's a little more old school as of late, but I feel like the reason why it kind of really died off, if anything, was because how they buffed the Bear Druid once again, and then people were like, oh yeah, Bear Druid's really good. We're just going to focus on that. But it's not like the range build's bad anymore. It's just the Bear build became the better choice, I guess, in the big picture. But we got a big fight brewing right here. Witch Doctor, that's a Reaper Scythe kill. Waiting for it. Batrider Mimo, Lifestealer gets the open wounds on him, slows him down enough. Buyback, by the way, on a Witch Doctor. Poison Nova goes off. The Magnetize spreading around plenty of damage from Flea as well. Shallow Grave on somebody. That'd be on a Mason right there. He's losing plenty of life. The Shallow Grave wears off, though, and he goes down. Buybacks on both sides as LC now buys back for the Radiant team. But Necrophil staying there for 40, and Dazzle's ult's going to get picked up. LC comes in with the press the attack, so no, he's not going to get picked off. And now Flea dueled on up. He will end up falling. Dual victory for MSS, but at what cost? He goes down right after the fact. Moomiander's still going to end up falling. Lifestealer is back, but what is he going to do at this point by himself? Not much.
The fight looked so good for DC to start, and then you had Magnetize spreading, and literally Poison Nova came up right as that fight started. Poison Nova and Magnetize just destroyed that DC lineup.
They got plenty of AoE damage, and they got, obviously, Lone Druid singling people out. Now even has a Maelstrom, or just about finish, which of course is even going to be a little bit more AoE. What is this about Batrider? All right, well, the Infest Bomb finds him. Now Bulba may end up dying for this.
Charge in 2 seconds. One.
Lone Druid gets the Aegis right there, by the way. So, kill for a kill right there.
Yeah, once this Maelstrom comes online, though, that's the pressure point for VGJ. They kind of have everything they need. Batrider's 4 staff's only 400 gold away. Your Witch Doctor's going to be hitting 12, which is a very huge breakpoint in his ult damage. So I absolutely think VGJ is posed to take the rest of these T1s and Tier 2s in the next minute or two.
And let's not forget, again, going back to the ranged Druid, level 15 is still pretty ridiculous. It's still 50 damage that gets added on to his auto attacks.
Yeah, as you were talking about that, I wanted to say the biggest reason this Lonely Bear, Bearless Druid fell off was the change to level 20 talents. It's like what we were talking about in draft. They got rid of respawn talents. So now he only has 2 bear choices at 20 instead of minus, what was it, 40 or 50 second respawn?
Yeah.
Which just crippled the idea of the build.
I'll see it working here. Moomiander gets the middle tower kill in response. The top tier 1 going down, but down top tier 2. Probably also going to fall. I don't know if DC is even looking to defend these towers at this point. Basically just say, you know what, we got our base. Let's go ahead and protect that as much as we can. Right now, Hurricane Pike for Venomancers in queue.
Radiant's top
As he already has the
tower is
Force
under
Staff to go
attack.
with the Solar Crest.
Radiant's
These
top
Force
tower
Stabs are going to
has
be the
fallen.
difference maker. They're what's going to potentially
Dire's
be able to
bottom
move
tower
you
is
away
under
from a
attack.
Lifestealer. Because right now the Infest Bombs have been great. They've been getting at least 1, if not 2 kills every time they're used. But once these Forces come online and they're not guaranteed kills, it looks harder. That's a huge grab.
That's like the best grab, obviously. He cannot press the attack himself. Now the Shallow Grave will save him initially. The auto attack hits, though. Ritsu's auto attack. It went 1.5 miles. He does go down in the end, and Fest Bomb hits him. But, of course, yeah, the Aegis are going to be coming right back up, ready to go reloaded. Pushing that tier 3. Going in and out of bear form. Mason running low on mana himself. He does have 15 wand charges. Abed in the front lines. That SNY finish as mentioned. Kills off the bear actually pretty quickly. Flea goes in. Hits a stun up on a Necro. Flame Break pushback. Ghost Shroud is going to be wearing off here. Magnetizes up as well. Batrider jumps in with that Fire Flood on top. Moonmeander comes up with a Shallow Grave. That's going to delay a little bit. Will it be enough in the long run? They want this kill. The Magnetize ticking. It is enough damage for the kill. He's dead for 48 seconds. Now, Earth Spirit goes down in return, but that's a tier 3 tower kill. Bulba is also going to get picked off, it looks like. You see the Maelstrom auto attacks. That lightning effect constantly going out. Abed, he's still looking fairly good. He pops a Rage. He comes back in. Armlet Toggle comes out. He takes out Witch Doctor. The Rage is going to be wearing off, though. And as soon as that does, that's when it becomes that much more vulnerable. So he'll fall back. But they got tier 3. I think we're going to see a retreat now from VGJ.Storm.
They broke the base and ended up in an even trade, so they're going to be very happy about that. They actually come out a little ahead if you count MSS dying as part of the fight, but VGJ in just total command of this game. It's so hard for DC because even if they grab somebody huge with the Infest Bomb, it's not going to be Lone Druid. He's positioning very, very well, making sure he's way in the back and pretty much unable to be blink-tooled.
Abed going in and out. He has the Mithril Hammer in queue for... Is that going to be the Desolator? Be my guess.
Oh, yeah.
So, we saw how fast he killed that bear. I know you mentioned that earlier, how he killed that off pretty quickly. So, now the Desolator is completed, in fact. He definitely is going to be hitting pretty hard here.
Mason needs mobility. I think once that comes, they actually have a chance at taking a team fight. Once he gets either a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger. Something that, if damage just happens to go on someone, he can capitalize with Blink Reapers. There's definitely potential still for this DC squad, but if VGJ just stays as a 5-man unit and plays good solid Dota, I think they should have this in the bag.
Now I noticed that they chose here to infest a Spearbreaker over the LC. What do you think about that? Is Spearbreaker the better choice?
You just mix it up so they can't know. Like,
okay.
It's probably a little better in LC, but it also means you're pretty much guaranteed to get gone on as soon as you pop out, even if it's just Death Ward blowing into your face. It's nice to switch it up and just make them have to guess who you're in.
See the bear just slowly pushing out the middle lane, but again, this is the Lone Druid himself build, so the bear not doing a lot of damage right there, but Hurricane Pike, again, just about finished for Lone Druid as well. So speaking of mobility, that's definitely coming out. The Radiant side, we'll see. VGJ.Storm making a push towards that tier 2 tower. In the middle, make their way back. They're going to be scanned out, though. That scan barely hit them at the last second as they're smoking in here. They're setting up with the high ground.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
See that initiation's coming. Just a matter of when. They're going to be spotted. Bulba charging him. Remember, he has Life Stealer inside. They go into Lone Druid. They love a kill right off the bat. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Ritsu's dead for 50. Lasso on a Necrophos. Not going to work, though. Witch Doctor's picked off. Batrider, he has to get the hell on out of there. Poison Nova was used in the midst of that, as well as now Magnetize being up, but yeah, this is a lost cause for VGJ.Storm. In fact, Open Wound secures the kill on a Batrider. It's all about picking off Lone Druid off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he was just up too far. They knew what side DC was coming in on, and being in range of the LC was just crippling for them. That was a great catch from MSS to be able to find the Lone Druid that fast.
He only has 34 plus damage. I mean, this is not the most successful dual victory game here for LC by any means, but that was a clutch one right there. And now he has a Blade Mill coming along.
You don't need that much dual damage as long as your Lifestealer's staying on curve. And they got Earth Spirit too.
You can't really blame Flea right there, I guess. I mean, he was walking back to his base with the tier 2 even still up, but you just happened to see him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And they get the jump, so nice couple of finds there for DC, and they actually have a 2K net worth lead now. in this game.
Yeah, it was a big turnaround for them. The one thing I really wanted to see there, Stan King had a Shadow Amulet on him. This is one of the most underused items in Dota, even in competitive Dota. I was actually hoping he would Shadow Amulet someone and put them up ahead so that they would break the smoke while they were invis. Or even just Shadow Amulet the Lone Druid so they couldn't find him to start the fight. But did not get that chance. It was very unfortunate.
Interesting. Yeah, that's towards the eventual Glimmer Cape here. Actually, he's just trying to finish Arcane Boots for... Yeah, the fact that he prioritized the Shadow Amulet itself over Arcane Boots.
Glimmer's so important in this game. I think he just had that much gold. And had to buy it right then to make sure he could get to Glimmer at some point.
Yeah.
Like, Glimmer is just crucial. Stopping LC from hitting a duel or, you know, throwing it on whoever's going to get Reapered even is just super nice to be able to save a teammate.
Necro does end up getting that pipe. I know you were talking about the Vela Discord earlier, and you know, the synergy really there, but he has it, and well, tanks him up a little bit and enhances his own damage, if anything.
There's the blink. Okay. Necro blink online now.
You got the blink, okay. Now he needs a Dagon.
Dire's
Really
middle
nuke
tower
people
is
down.
under attack.
Wouldn't be that bad on
Radiant's
him,
bottom
honestly.
shrine is under attack.
Like, this Lone Druid is not super tanky yet. Generally, we see a lot of stat items come out here. Stuff like S and Y or Lincoln's like he has queued up right now. Even AC tanks him up a fair bit, but that's what we need to see out of him next. He's got to get a little tankier, or he's just going to die to Reaper every time. Roshan's so close to spawning. Are they patient enough? 30 seconds?
It's a nice shrine kill there by 747 meanwhile. Yeah, we'll see. He said 50 seconds, he's up, so that's a pretty patient task right there. Let's see how long they really do wait, but it's still got 38 seconds even. I mean, Spearbreaker's like, all right, I've had enough. I'm going elsewhere. No one's on the map right now for either side, so got to be a little scared. There's a fight happening any second.
Yeah, it's one of those tense moments that shouldn't really be tense. Like, they're on opposite ends of the map, but as you said, no one showing on the map makes this very scary.
Is there ever a good reason, and I'm not even saying this necessarily, but to refresh your drums? Like, is that something that Batrider could ever think about? Is it just not worth it?
It's just not worth the gold.
Is under attack.
Like, the active's nice, but you get it mostly for the aura.
Yeah. Ooh, they smoke up as they fall. So they got the TPs back, they smoke up, and now VGJ.Storm is heading towards Roshan, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, straight beeline to it. You force rotations. Your goal should be to get a couple wards down, yep. Just outside of the sentry range. That is beautiful.
Oh, Spearbreaker runs uphill. It's a trap all along. He goes down. MSS, Lifestealer pops out. They do pick off Witch Doctor, but now Batrider also getting low in the midst of it. Lifestealer finishes off him. That Rage going to be wearing out buybacks on several heroes. Batrider for the dire side. You got Spearbreaker for the Radiant. And just like that,
Venom
the fight will be
Scale
over.
committed, though.
Poison Nova there.
Or Poison Nova, yeah. And with Nova down, this looks way less scary for DC just to run at. They, after the buyback, have 5 heroes ready to go. They still have the Reaper Scythe. Absolutely looking to still take a fight. And this is kind of what's happening. They're taking these awkward fights where they're not 100% sure where DC is for all 5 members. They even got the stop on MSS's Blink Engage there. And still just lost the fight. Ritsu needs to be in a position where he can pump out damage and not be gone on. That's by far and wide their biggest thing.
Oh, Spearbreaker's just going YOLO mode right here. The dual setup on the loader. That's why they're going with the Infest Bomb. They get the kill, 3% kill. The buyback, though, from LD. He definitely did the buyback right there. He was dead for a long, long time. He ports into the Shrine area. Necrophos pops a Ghost Shroud. Not the most. Okay, never mind. He does have plenty of men to work with here. Gonna buff the heals. He's getting the half-life feared up. By Lone Druid in the back line. Spearbreaker charging. Another strike on a Batrider, locking him down. Necrophos, the Shallow Grave comes up as well as to press the attack. And 747 throws out the Venomous Skill, trying to finish the job. He just simply can't, though. DC dominating this fight, and definitely, for the first time this game, you feel like DC really has a comfortable lead now.
Yeah, they not getting this Glimmer on Stan King done is just crippling them right now. It actually is causing them so many problems.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's just abusing this Shadow Amulet here. Finally, they have a sentry, and that is a dual victory. All right, well, he's dead. Everyone's dead. No buybacks. This is tier 3 tower now.
Is under attack. Dire's structures
Yeah,
are
look at that.
fortified.
5 kills, including the buyback kill. Right there, the dieback for Lone Druid. That,
Dire's middle tower has
I want
fallen.
to say that's game, but it's going
Dire's
to easily
middle
be a set of
barracks are
racks
under
here.
attack.
I'm surprised they don't go for a little bit more, but yeah,
There's not really a lot else they could go for. I guess they could pressure top tier 3, but
Dire's middle
yeah.
you don't want to
barracks
give
has
anything
fallen.
back at this point. You just got so much. You know Roshan's up as well, because you pushed him off of it once already. So great bonus objective to be able to grab.
So there's the Roshan, the bonus objective, as you said. Who do you give the Aegis to?
Probably not.
Necro here. He has the inventory slot. And they got cheese as well.
Roshan has fallen
Picked
to
up the
Radiant.
cheese.
Yeah, Ghost Shroud plus cheese is great if he doesn't feel like he's gonna die instantly. And at this point, the burst damage not there for VGJ. This Lone Druid just getting stopped on his item progression has been so huge. He really hasn't gotten anything new since he finished the Hurricane Pike, and his
Radiant's
damage is
top
starting to
barracks are
lack a
under
little bit.
attack.
He's struggling to find a good way to get it out in team fights, and it's just not doing quite enough.
Yeah, the early game that looks so good for VGJ.Storm. Not the same now. You got
A
Lone
big part of
Druid.
it's a lack of a reset. Like, they don't have any AoE stuns that are reliable outside of the Earth Spirit, and that's not long enough. It's not like a Magnus RP or a Tidehunter ult or something along those lines. And so as soon as this Lifestealer combo is going on someone, there is no answer. They are dead. And their hope was the Glimmer Cape, but the Glimmer's taken way too long. He's had the Shadow Amulet for almost 10 minutes, and still hasn't been able to finish the Glimmer.
That's an Ags also now finished on Necrophos, by the way. So he ends up going the blink into the Ags here, so that's a 25-second cooldown on that Reaper Scythe. More momentum coming out. Mentioned that Glimmer Cape. I mean, Witch Doctor, he's still going to be a ways off of it at this rate. Find more wards even. So Lone Druid, it just feels so underwhelming now because it goes back to that Lincoln's is, yeah, it's still queued up, and the fact he hasn't even got any components yet, but sitting on 1,300 gold, of course, a dieback that'll happen. But even when he gets the Lincolns now, that's just going to feel so underwhelming.
Yeah.
At this point in the game.
It is going to make him a lot harder to duel if they don't already have vision of him. If it was like last time where they were sitting at their shrine and there's a ward sitting on them, you just charge to break the Lincolns, but it would help them out from fog. But how do they even take a team fight right now?
Yeah.
Like, as long as Abed just jumps in LC, I don't even think you're allowed to be in range if you're VGJ.
Again, he has the Aegis, so they actually are just going to fall
Dire's
back.
top
And
shrine
okay, this
is
makes
under
more
attack.
sense. They're going to go for the shrine here at the top side. The bottom shrine also still up, so perhaps.
Long time left on the Aegis.
Yeah, plenty of
Dire's
time to
top
work with
shrine
here.
has fallen.
Kind of just choke out VGJ.Storm with their base, the resources. Again, Lone Druid trying to farm up that Lincolns as mentioned. How about Venomancer? He did have a Shiva's queued up, I think, earlier on, but now he actually has an AC in full. Queued up, that is, as there's the AC finished on Lifestealer, meanwhile.
Yeah, that's an ambitious queue up from the Veno this game. I don't know if he'll be able to get to it. Like, they need the perfect fight where MSS goes on someone and Lifestealer pops out and doesn't rage right away, and then Cask bounces back and forth. That's like their win condition right now, which is a really sad one to rely on.
Complete RNG.
Oh, a misplay out of Lifestealer is about the only way.
Yeah.
That's just, it's really hard. And they can't really itemize to save anyone. As I said, they had the Glimmer potential, but it needed to come 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just having to take these risks. That's what happens at this point in the game. Look at Stan King. I don't know what his game plan was, but he says hello to Lifestealer. It's 3-shot essentially, so he goes down.
I have to imagine they're talking about next game already.
Yeah. I was just about to say, if you're VGJ.Storm, you figure out where this game went wrong, what it was, and talk it over, going to game 3. Yeah, they're the ones that are up 1-0, so have that safety net here. It's going to come into play, it seems like, at this point. DC trying to really finish the job, going for the top set of racks now. Easily get the melee racks. Lone Druid still has another 25 seconds before he's up. In fact, Venomancer, he's going to be force-staffed. He gets force-staffed away. The Reaper Scythe just to simply lock him down. Doesn't get the kill, of course. He pops a Poison Nova. Will stay alive as he gets Glimmer Gate by somebody right there. But yeah, GG, well played is called. And DC will take game 2, so we're going to a third and final game here in this series.
And it all came down to taking fights in woods. There was that fight in the Radiant bottom woods where they knew DC was smoked up and their Lone Druid was still in range to get gone on. That was kind of the start of the fall, and then the other fight in the top Radiant jungle, and then the fight on their shrine. It was all stuff that they just had no real reason to be there. But nicely done to punish it out from DC. MSS played exceptionally well, and Abed got items and killed people.
16-1-9. 16-1-9 for Abed right there. That's pretty damn good. 25 of the 29 team kills he was involved in that game. So, yeah, early on it felt like Abed's impact was a little weak in the game. You know, he's just waiting for the moment, though. And again, the blink dagger on MSS, as we went back to, I mean, that clearly was a key as well, as we figured it would be. So it's kind of the vessel for him. That Inspirit
We're going to game 3.
Yeah, we are going to game 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Our final game of the night coming at you, DC versus VGJ.Storm, to see who will move on to play the Dire and who will drop down to the losers bracket. Well, we'll find out next. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.